Changing the world begins by changing one life's trajectory. We are committed to providing strong community safety nets and help for those in need. Committed to fueling self-belief and creating pathways of hope so that every child and family in every home across Georgia has the same access and opportunity to thrive. We believe in the value of hope. And that optimism is an intervention multiplier. We work to end poverty by first ending hopelessness. Because there's no power stronger than hope for a better life. When you support St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, you make a difference. Help and hope start here. Help and hope start with you.
Hi, good evening. My name is John Berry, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's Big Night In. Big Night In is the first virtual event that St. Vincent de Paul has had, and it's in response to COVID and its impact on our normal events that we would hold, our Evening for Hope that we've held for the last 14 years. Before we start tonight, though, I want to acknowledge that this COVID-19 has not only impacted our special event and the way we normally engage with you, but it's impacted thousands and thousands of people across this country. And as we begin Big Night In tonight, we all recognize, we pray for, and we acknowledge the impact this has had on the lives of people across this country, and we mourn with those who have lost loved ones to this terrible virus. As we move forward tonight, we're excited to bring you a really informative and fun evening that will introduce you to St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, what we do, and help you understand a little more about the impact we have on people's lives, impact that we've had here in Georgia since 1903. With an evening like tonight, and with any event, we couldn't pull it off without the support of our sponsors and our donors, and I want to acknowledge some of our presenting sponsor, Georgia Power, and our other sponsors, Southern Company, the Cooper Carey Foundation, the Archdiocese of Atlanta, and PNC Bank, as well as all of our other sponsors who have made tonight possible. Big Night In is my last event here as the CEO of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia. After 14 years of leading this organization, I'm retiring as of tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day. And over the past 14 years, we've accomplished a lot here. I started in 2006, and we looked at this organization and its impact on people in the state, and we decided that we needed to change our way of operating from being an organization that just reaches out and hands out to an organization that reaches out and gives a hand up. Not only do we help people, but we empower people to use their talents and their skills and their abilities with the support of our volunteers and the many community partners we have to give people the skills, the training necessary for them to have fulfilling lives where they can be self-sufficient and move forward. As I began the transition out of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, I was excited and thrilled to be able to work with our board of directors to help select a really great replacement for me as Chief Executive Officer. Pat McNulty comes to us from the business sector. However, he comes to us with a servant's heart, having served on boards of directors for nonprofit organizations and worked as a volunteer in a number of nonprofits. So let me introduce Pat to you and let him take a couple of minutes, explain to you a little bit about what motivated him to come here to St. Vincent de Paul and what his thoughts and plans are for the future.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us this evening. I am Pat McNulty, the new CEO of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia. I want to thank John Berry for his incredible contributions to this fine organization for the last 14 years. I also wanted to share a little bit of information about myself. While I'm originally from the Midwest, we have lived in this area for over 20 years. I've spent most of my career leading business-to-business, labor-intensive, geographically dispersed service organizations. I have always tried to stay active as a volunteer, coaching sports teams, teaching religious education, assisting school development efforts, and serving on nonprofit boards, to name a few. I'm very excited about the opportunity to spend some time with you this evening, and even more excited to lead this organization during these challenging times. Thanks to the effort of John, our board, our generous donors, and our passionate team here and in thrift stores and food pantries around the state, we have been given an excellent foundation upon which to build. What excites me the most about our organization, though, is the spirit of providing help and hope that permeates throughout. The opportunity to make a meaningful and significant contribution to improving someone in need's trajectory towards self-sufficiency. Truly transformational. Thank you all again for participating in this first-of-its-kind event. We are genuinely appreciative of everything you do for our organization. Please, if you are able to, support us tonight in our efforts to increase our means and capabilities so that we can continue to provide help and hope to those most in need. I also want to thank once again our sponsors who have been so kind in their backing of tonight's event. Without their phenomenal generosity, tonight would not be possible. Many thanks for helping us make real change. As we embark upon our new beginnings here at St. Vincent de Paul, I'd like to now thank our outgoing board chair, Mark Battalion, who you will hear from in a moment. Mark has been instrumental in our success over the past 3 years, and we are grateful for his service.
Good evening. Thank you, Pat, for that nice introduction. Thank you, John, for your 14 years of service as our CEO. I'm Mark Battalion. I've been around, as has been mentioned, for about 15 years now, and I appreciate you letting me serve you as a servant leader. I've been in different roles throughout these years, as a conference president at Mary Our Queen, as a district president, and then a vice president under Kyle Reese. For the last 3 years, we've had a few challenges. One of the first things that we did was we had town hall meetings to talk about what is it that you as Vincentians expect from the council office. I think we've accomplished a lot of those goals, certainly with the reorganization and realignment, if you will, of the districts. We have a new office. It's our permanent home. It's been newly renovated. And with it, quite a few different services, including the pharmacy, a teaching kitchen, a classroom, quite a few different things that hopefully we'll be able to fully utilize. So with that, I'm out of here at the end of this month. We have a new president who's coming on board, so I'd like to introduce our new president come the end of this month, Mike Meese.
All right, thank you, Mark, and thank you for your many years of leadership and service. I'm honored to be elected as the next president of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia. My name is Mike Meese. I've been a Vincentian for almost 20 years. And in that time period, I've had the great opportunity to serve in many different roles, as Mark did, as a conference spiritual advisor at 2 parishes, as a conference president, district president, board vice president, and now board president. But the most important role I've ever had, and the most important role I have today, is as a volunteer caseworker. It's actually an honor and a privilege to be able to go into people's homes, to sit with them, to understand their needs, their concerns, to learn how we can help them, how we can give them hope, how we can serve them in God's name. And until you've done some of that work, it's hard to really understand what people are going through. Until you've met with a single mother and her 3 young kids and sat on the floor of their apartment because there's literally no furniture, or until you've visited a military vet and had to pull chairs over by the window in the late afternoon to get light for the meeting because the electricity's been cut off, or until you've delivered bags of food and boxes of children's toys for Christmas to families that might otherwise go without, and witness their immense gratitude, you don't really understand. And if you've been on this journey with us as a volunteer or as a donor, you've made services to these people possible, and for that I thank you. If you're new to St. Vincent de Paul, or if you're joining us tonight to learn who we are and what we do, I invite you to join us. Join us as a donor. help us make these services possible. Join us as a volunteer in a thrift store, a food pantry, as a volunteer caseworker in your local parish. You know, the last 6 months have been incredibly difficult for so many people. And St. Vincent de Paul has been on the front lines helping those people through this pandemic. I'd like to now turn it over to Jerry Veltri, my good friend and our Chief Mission Officer, to talk more about what we've been doing to respond to COVID.
Good evening. I would like to talk to you about how our over 3,000 Vincentians and 6,000 volunteers were able to weather the storm during this pandemic crisis that had a dramatic effect on Georgia. Our SVdP members had to learn new ways to visit with our neighbors in providing financial, emotional, and spiritual support. The coronavirus storm came suddenly and swiftly in mid-March. We were quickly facing a shelter-in-place directive. Businesses had to shut down, furloughing their employees. Many neighbors had to isolate themselves in their home, fearful of the COVID-19 spread. While our government instituted pandemic assistance programs, not all were able to receive the necessary support. Food and essential supplies were disrupted. Our 72 conferences were not able to help our clients in our traditional way through home visits and in-person assistance. For a moment, we had to suspend our 38 food pantries and 12 thrift store operations until we could regroup and address. How do we continue the Society's mission of helping those of all backgrounds in times of need on their journey to self-sufficiency? One of the Society's principles is to learn to be relevant in the modern changing world, and we did just that. Many conferences were able to address the dramatic wave of requests. Many had their caseloads more than double. With your compassionate support, we were able to provide over $3.4 million in financial assistance to over 24,000 family members. Knowing that the ability to obtain food was a critical need in our community, many of our 38 food pantries transformed and adapted to service their local neighbors. With the support of our local parishes, we quickly established food drives to supplement supply chain restrictions. Shop-through pantries converted to drive-through. Some even delivered to families shut in due to the COVID-19 restrictions. We quickly mobilized to deliver food assistance to thousands of families. Over the few months, our Chambly food pantry found many ways to deliver food to families and organizations, helping well over 1,000 families with $150,000 of in-kind assistance. Other conferences were able to supplement school lunch programs and school nutrition programs. Many of our conferences collaborated with other organizations to help with food drives and delivery to our neighbors. Our conferences that did not have their own food pantries ran food drives to help their local food bank providers, ensuring the needs of the local community were being met. While we had to take a pause when the pandemic forced us to stop our normal way of assistance, we quickly found ways to adapt to the new normal and deliver to thousands of families across the state. Realizing the storm is not over, we are continuing to find new ways to serve our neighbors in need, and with your continued support, we will prevail in providing financial, spiritual, and emotional support and hope to our most vulnerable.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary G. Panos and I'm the Director of Administration here at St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Yoon Chong and I'm the Grants Manager for SVdP.
Hi, my name is Daryl Hooker. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at St. Vincent de Paul, and we hope you've enjoyed the program so far.
Motel to Home is one of our newest initiatives that supports families as they transition from cost-burdened, extended stay motels to long-term stable housing. Next up, we will hear from two of our clients in their homes who have found stability through the program.
During the video, you will see giving information along the bottom of the screen. You may give online or via mail-in check. We appreciate any contribution, no matter how big or small, as each gift brings us that much closer to our goal of providing assistance and hope to our community. Anyone who gives during this time will also receive one of these awesome car stickers to show off your support. Now for our featured stories of hope.
Being in a hotel with a 16-year-old boy has been very challenging. Nonetheless, he's growing. There are things that he needed that I could not provide to him. And it did make me feel like the worst parent in the world because I couldn't provide for my son. I was totally broke. I thought that nobody could help me, that I'm here by myself. I don't have any family in Georgia, so I couldn't get the emotional support that I needed. And I do have two other children. I'm trying to pay for their school, knowing that I didn't even have money. I didn't know where my next meal was coming from, or I didn't know if I was going to be able to make the rent that I was paying. When I went to school, they didn't teach us the value of credit, really, and how to manage your money and things of that nature. I've learned the importance of managing your money and managing and understanding what the value of home really, really is. Paying $11,000 in 8 months to a hotel. When I saw that and how much money I had actually given them, that floored me. I'm like, wow, I could be doing that in my own home and building my own credit with $11,000 that I spent in one room. When I met my sponsors, they are the best people ever. They helped me through my whole situation and my whole journey. So I had a family that was there for me, and they made me feel like family. They embraced me, and they gave me the emotional support that I needed. But what it did teach me is that my life is worth something, and it's worth something to other people, not just me. And I do matter, because I thought I didn't matter anymore. I thought nobody cared and nobody loved me. And now here I am at 50 years old, loving life again. And my son is so happy. And that is what brings me the most joy.
Coming into Motel to Home program was just a true lesson that I just never thought I was going to see. Being in the motel, I was very uneasy. I was very depressed and hopeless. And then when Motel to Home program was presented to me, I was still on edge because I couldn't believe it was happening. I didn't think I was going to get the assistance. I learned so many things immediately. Like, knowledge is power. I didn't have that. And they provided me resources. They showed me how to do it. They told me how they were going to help me. And most of all, they did not turn me down because I thought my situation was so complicated. I just didn't think they were going to still stick their necks out for me because I have a very complicated life. I was so broken. And it gave me hope that despite of what you go through, that there are actually people out there that actually cares and understands that not all of us are dealt the same type of cards for life. And that everyone deserves a second chance. And everyone deserves to have knowledge to understand where they went wrong in the world and how they can get assisted. So when I decided to give up, Motel to Home program came in and just gave me hope, motivation, and it taught me so many things like building my credit score, how to deal with legal matters, how to find resources when you need food and providing, how it helped me get a job. I never had stability, and they came in to show me how I can have stability and how to hold it. And it gave me strength to go and keep fighting. So it actually saved my children's life and me. I truly thank you that day when I called you and you heard my cry. And I would have never made it in this program, and I knew God had sent an angel. And I love my caseworkers. They are, oh my goodness, they are the most powerful women with so much knowledge. They're so loving. Thank you. Motel to Home program was an awesome creation. You guys do so much. Not only are you helping and supporting, you're actually saving souls.
It's stories like Tracy's and Latasha's that make the work we do so meaningful.
Outside the people who receive direct assistance here at St. Vincent de Paul, our impacts spread throughout our community members, local officials, and public figures like Atlanta's very own Clark Howard.
For those who don't know Clark Howard, he's a nationally syndicated talk radio host, consumer advocate, author, and maybe more well known for his work as the founder of Clark's Christmas Kids. Clark has been a partner at St. Vincent de Paul for the past 5 years, and he wanted to drop in tonight and talk about how much our work has impacted him.
I love St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, and a lot of people don't know this. My first involvement with St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia was in 1978 when I worked with Literacy Action, and we worked directly hand in hand on a project with St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia. Much later, St. Vincent de Paul helped me so much with tons of volunteers for Clark's Christmas Kids, and I appreciate so much of the efforts over the years. But the family support centers that are at the heart of Society of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, that's where the rubber meets the road. There's always this dilemma in charities: how much help do you give to help people along but not create dependence? St. Vincent de Paul has figured that out with direct, immediate, full support when a family is facing extreme hardship, and at the same time helping people in job searches so they can improve their ability to be independent. This is why you volunteering or you donating is so important.
With great partners like Clark and amazing clients like Tracy and Latasha and dedicated supporters like you, the future of St. Vincent de Paul is very promising.
It's gratifying to wake up every morning knowing that the work I do has the ability to change someone's life for the better. And with your gift to St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, you too can bring about great change in the world.
If you haven't already, please visit our donation page, svdpgeorgia.org/donate, to make a meaningful gift to St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia. Giving information will remain along the screen and in the video description box below during the remainder of this program. And don't forget to head over to our auction site to bid on some of our amazing items.
Well, good evening, Vincentians, fellow Vincentians, and really the entire St. Vincent de Paul community. What a great evening this is. What a great evening will continue to be. We have much to tell you about and much to celebrate. My name is Mike Petrick. I am the co-chair, along with Joseph Blanco, of our capital campaign, Hope Transformed. And we wanted to give you this evening some news about what that campaign's all about and where we are. Why have we been undertaking this venture? Well, frankly, because we needed to. Our conference support center on Chamblee Tucker has long been in disrepair. It made no financial sense for us to continue to rent it. And all of our Vincentians, our volunteer Vincentians, as well as the clients we serve, made it clear that there were certain programs and services that we needed to offer that we couldn't without serious improvements to our support center. So we undertook that effort, and it's been quite an effort. We have purchased the support center. We've renovated the support center. We have a new client services center. We have new programs, including pharmacy, teaching kitchen, job center, food pantry, the connected classrooms. We can do all kinds of online remote support. It's an entirely new conference support center. It's wonderful, and if you haven't been here yet, please come and visit us. What did it cost? What did we have to raise? We have to raise $7.5 million to get all of this done. It's actually quite a good deal. We negotiated this very heavily, and we're very pleased with what we've been able to do for that amount of money. The impact is going to be, and we're already seeing it, is enormous. We're able to serve so many more people in so many more ways. The complement of services is completely different. We're able to provide support not only for our clients, but for all of our volunteer Vincentians throughout Georgia, an array of support that we've never been able to before. So I want to thank everybody who has supported this so far. In a moment, Joseph's going to tell us where we are and how far we've come. But the fact that we are today able to celebrate this great conference support center tells us the success that we've already had. And we do have some special thank yous that I would be remiss not to at least mention. Newburger Andy's, who was very generous in their willingness to sell this conference center at a price, frankly, that was below market by quite a bit. And they didn't have to do that, and they did, because they believed in the work that we do, that you do, and the folks participating tonight are well aware of. Cooper Carey, who supervised and took care of all the fine construction. Please come and see their work. It's quite remarkable. Truist, formerly SunTrust. Not only did they give us a donation, a very significant one of the earliest ones, they've been supportive all throughout with all of our financing needs. And there are others, and I'll try to name some for you briefly, even though I know I'm going to leave some out. The Archdiocese of Atlanta, in particular, first in the door with a big donation, soon followed by the Shaw Family Foundation, Georgia Power Foundation, Kroger, Holy Spirit, Gas South, SunTrust, as I've mentioned, Transfiguration, Prince of Peace, St. Benedict, St. Bridget, St. Monica, Southern Company, and Gas. There are many others, and I can't mention them all, and I apologize for those that I haven't mentioned, but the community support and the support from those who understand and appreciate what this Vincentian community does has been nothing more than transformational, which is why this really has been, and will continue to be with your support, Hope Transformed. And what more support do we need? I'll leave it to Joseph Blanco, my co-chair. He will talk to you about that right now.
Good evening, everyone. What an incredible night to celebrate an incredible organization. And I'd like to thank Mike for those kind words and for also being such a great co-chair. It was a privilege to work with him and the staff as we spread the word about St. Vincent de Paul's mission and the opportunity here to serve to the people of Georgia and to get all of the support during the private phase of the campaign. And I'm very pleased tonight to tell you that of our $7.5 million goal, we've reached 90% of that campaign. That is indeed something to celebrate, and something we're here to celebrate tonight. And now for the next phase, and now for your part. And so with that, I'd like to announce the beginning of the public phase of the capital campaign. And our goal in that public phase is to raise $650,000 to complete the capital campaign and ensure St. Vincent de Paul is set for success in its ability to serve the people of Georgia. As part of the public phase of the campaign, we wanted to reach out to all of the Friends of St. Vincent de Paul to give them an opportunity to donate resources to be a part of this incredible mission, especially during these incredibly difficult times. I wanted to let you know how you can donate and how you can help. Through modern technology, on the bottom of the screen right now is the website where you can donate. We of course also will take checks, but what we really prefer is for you to come by and see the incredible work that is being done at the Support Center. I would like to once again thank all of those who have already donated to the campaign and invite all of you to join them. And in advance, I wanted to thank you on behalf of all of the people St. Vincent de Paul will serve for generations to come. And so with that, I would like you to join Mike and me as we take a virtual tour of our transformed Support Center.
They say great things come to those who wait. Since 1903, St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia has been offering opportunity, healing, and hope to more than 130,000 Georgians annually. For decades, our humble building has been at the center of it all. But now, we've reimagined help and hope. Welcome to our newly renovated St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia Support Center. We've boldly responded to the rising demand of our community, investing nearly $7.5 million into a new vision of hope, and we couldn't have done it without you. We've amplified our atmosphere, quadrupling in size to 20,000 square feet to give you, our guests and volunteers, the space to find comfort and feel valued. This transformation is not just about expanding our size, it's about expanding our reach. Our neighborhood wellness destination features a community pharmacy where dozens more visitors will be able to pick up medications and meet with pharmacists and our trained medical staff who will answer all their questions and concerns. With 1 in 5 Georgians living in food-insecure homes, we plan to continue to address this need head-on. Our food pantry has an entirely new look and has expanded in size and increased efficiency. At our Client Choice Food Pantry, guests can now select the items they actually need with the dignity they deserve. To complement the reconceptualized food pantry, the new teaching kitchen will serve as a classroom space for educational programs on healthy eating. More clients will be prepared for long-term success inside our state-of-the-art education center. Our connected classrooms will feature training sessions and interactive workstations that eliminate transportation barriers by offering webinars and other virtual learning opportunities. Our innovative new Jobs Center will help neighbors in need navigate the workplace with skills training and computer access for job searches and resume writing. Here, inside our main family support center, guests will receive personalized attention from our certified caseworkers and volunteers who will assist with everything from intake counseling to qualifying for state and federal benefits, including free income tax preparation. None of this would be possible without you, our donors, whose continuous support has helped create an enduring legacy. We believe charity is the cement which binds communities together and persons to one another. And thanks to you, we're doing just that, transforming each life that walks through these doors. Thank you for your support and for believing in our vision. This is only the beginning.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amanda Strickland. I'm the Director of Vincentian Services here at the newly renovated Conference Support Center. I hope you enjoyed that virtual tour, and I encourage you, if you haven't already, to stop in and check it out for yourself. Now I bring you the first raffle prize drawing of the evening. I'm very excited, especially for those of you who might be cozied up at home right now enjoying a glass of wine for yourself while you tune in. We have 2 bottles of wine that you can enjoy with these amazing Tiffany & Company crystal wine glasses. All right, so everybody who pre-registered for Big Night In has been entered into the drawing automatically, and we've put your names in this basket here. So just give it a little shake. All right. And congratulations, Roseanne Scafidi. You are tonight's first raffle prize drawing winner. We will be in touch tomorrow to let you know how to claim your prize. And for everybody else, don't worry, there's another raffle coming up later tonight. And in the meantime, I encourage you to go check out our silent auction at our hand bid site on the URL listed below. There's some great items. I see some people already bidding on some of the big ones, like Sea Island, 2-night stay at Sea Island with a round of golf. For the ladies, there's some great designer handbags. And for all of our outdoorsy, adventurous people, you might be interested in the Yeti bundle. Stay tuned for more exciting things to come. And after a short commercial break from our presenting sponsor, Georgia Power, you're going to hear from our keynote speaker, Jim Mullen, on why hope matters.
At Georgia Power, we believe that with more knowledge comes more opportunity. And by providing 175 free classes each year to improve adult literacy, more Georgians can find a future that's rich with possibility. After all, what we do off the grid is just as important as the clean, safe, reliable, affordable energy we provide on it. And that's a different kind of energy.
Jim Mullen, President and CEO of United Way of Summit County, coming to you all from beautiful Akron, Ohio today. I wish I could be with you all in Atlanta. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all about why hope matters. For 20 years, I began my career with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul in Cleveland, Ohio, as part of the Diocese of Cleveland. And the Vincentian way and methods have always been a part of who I am. And I'm really thrilled to be speaking to you all today. Prior to joining St. Vincent de Paul, I grew up in a house that the Vincentian way was part of who we are. My father was the president and CEO of Catholic Charities for the Diocese of Cleveland, and also served as the national president for Catholic Charities USA. Catholic Charities and St. Vincent de Paul have always had a tight relationship in many communities across the country, and I saw firsthand, as a youth, the value and importance of what the Vincentian model does to bring and restore hope within situations that at times can seem hopeless. In a time where we are all battling a pandemic and civil unrest throughout the country, I cannot think of a more valuable and important organization than the St. Vincent de Paul Society to help move this country, these communities forward with restoring hope. And what does that really mean? When we say why hope matters, what are we talking about? Well, let me start here. When we think of generational poverty, the thing that we know is this isn't something people strive for or something that they become. Generational poverty is something we're born into. It is the long-standing multi-generational impact that this country has had for a long time. It's the inability for people to really get ahead. They have dreams of getting ahead, but there's just too many barriers and too many systematic issues that plague them that prevent them from really moving forward. But it's not hopeless. There are ways, there are methods, and there are things that can be done to ensure that people have the same opportunities to move forward. And that's why I think hope matters. As we, as a country, as local communities start to think about how we recover from a global pandemic, how we start to fight the systemic racism that plagues communities across the country, the thing that we can really come to the common core of is we have a duty to restore hope in a place where hopelessness is prevalent. How do we do that? What does that look like? Well, I think the St. Vincent de Paul Society has been doing that for 150 years. When you all go into a home and you evaluate a situation, you're not only evaluating the situation for the financial resources or the food issues that may be needed, you're evaluating the home to really understand and bring hope back to that individual or that family. How do you do that? Well, you do that by caring. That's the first and most important thing. You start by engaging in a conversation, by asking the key questions that they've probably never been asked before outside of their date of birth, their address, their social security number, and how you can help. You start to really dive in and understand personally the trials and tribulations that these individuals have been facing for their entire life. One of the things that I think sometimes we take for granted is you may be one of the first people, strangers, ever to come into their life and really care and ask those questions beyond the demographic questions. Think about that. A stranger. We all, as St. Vincent de Paul Society members and Vincentians, know that that's the story of the gospel. That's who we are. We step forward. We serve people even if we don't know who they are, because the stranger in need is the greatest need. And that's our duty to restore hope. So how do we do that? What does it look like? Well, I think the first and most important thing is you all have the tools that you provide in a situation of home visitation or an engagement with a family around the Vincentian model. But the reality, the tools are just the tip of the spear. The reality is the dignity that you bring to the situation is what reinvigorates that hope in that individual's life and within their family. We cannot overstate the amount that dignity plays for people who are trying to overcome barriers. The simple nudge of caring, the follow-up call, the check-in to understand if the family has what they need is far beyond the experience of what is normal in a person that's living in generational poverty's life. They naturally doubt. They naturally distrust. They naturally do not believe that there's people out there who are genuinely interested in the common good of helping people move forward. That is what you all do every single day as Vincentians. You're restoring that hope. You're bringing it forward. If we truly want to recover from a global pandemic and civil unrest, it's going to take all of us, because it should matter to all of us. The only way communities thrive is if we all come together. Because if we all come together and we care about each other, and we go beyond the demographic questions of who we are and what we look like, but really dig deep and start to understand who individuals are at the common core of what we believe, we will start to see change happen. We will start to see people who have had nothing but systemic issues and inequity issues plague them their entire lives start to trust that people do care, that we are doing what we said we would do to help people move forward. And that's the Vincentian way. That is the way that we've always been taught, to move forward, to restore hope, to ask that extra question, to show compassion, and most importantly, show that compassion to someone that we may have never ever met before, a stranger. That is the key to everything that we do as we restore hope. Hope matters because it's what drives us forward. Hope matters because it's the next step that allows someone to see something that they didn't see before. You all are key. I thank you. I really enjoy the fact that I was able to be a part of this, and I applaud all of you for the work that you do in the state of Georgia and your local communities. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Robinson, and I serve on the St. Vincent de Paul Board, coming to you from Chambly at our newly renovated support center. Tonight, it is my honor to present the Hope Builder Award to a friend who lives the St. Vincent de Paul mission and who embodies the true meaning of this award, which is to create hope for those most in need. She would typically not want to be in the limelight, but honoring her and witnessing her energy and commitment to the mission will spur us all on to do better. On behalf of St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, it's a thrill to present the 2020 Hope Builder Award to Louise Scott. I want to share a little bit more about Louise, and for those of you who know her, I expect you'll nod your heads in the privacy of your own homes. Louise is Vice President of Customer Experience with Southern Gas Company and was previously the same with Georgia Power. Louise's involvement with St. Vincent de Paul starts with her Catholic faith. Vincentians express their faith through their volunteer work. A devoted parishioner of St. Bridget, Louise, along with her husband Steve, have done the Thursday at 4 a.m. slot for adoration since they began the program. This is where I wish we had the NFL piped in oohs and ahs. 4 a.m. every week. Due to her enormous job and schedule, Louise is not a Vincentian. Still, perhaps more importantly, she's active with any Vincentian who needs help navigating their clients' utility companies. What a gift. And our clients are grateful to Southern Company Gas and Georgia Power. Louise has served on the board for the past 6 years, and for any event or special need, she's always the first board member to reach out and in her sweet way ask, should we consider giving as a board? And really, how does one say no to Louise? For Clark's Christmas Kids, she shows up at every Walmart, church, Target, wherever it takes her, many, many Saturdays. And her giving knows no limits. And you can see it brings her enormous joy. So for the innumerable, immeasurable contributions to St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, let's bring Louise Scott out from behind the scenes and thank her properly. Congratulations, Louise.
Thank you, Lisa, for those incredibly kind words. I'm surprised and I'm deeply honored to be named Hope Builder for this year for St. Vincent de Paul. You know, it is such a special year with the successful capital campaign, our new building, honoring John's service, and introducing everyone to Pat, our new CEO. It's a great year for us. And I just love St. Vincent de Paul. It is such a special organization. We're filled with just quiet and peaceful people who have such a huge impact. And that impact is throughout the entire state of Georgia. And we've been having this impact for over 100 years. It's just an incredible place, and I love being a part of the organization. What's really special for me is it truly allows me to blend my work with my faith. So I really do have to take a minute to recognize the company I work for, Southern Company Gas, and the entire Southern Company, which includes Georgia Power, because our company has a true commitment to the communities where we serve. And the companies support us in all that we do in the communities. So thank you, Southern Company Gas. Thank you, Southern Company. I really, in closing, would just like to say this is such an honor. And I just so love being a part of this organization. Incredible volunteers, just wonderful, selfless Vincentians. The staff is incredible. And as well, the donors. I really want to plead to you to keep giving, because this mission is strong and it will stay strong with your help. So thank you for this acknowledgement, and I greatly appreciate the recognition.
Again, congratulations to our well-deserved 2020 Hope Builder Award winner, Mrs. Louise Scott. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ara Shay Hines, and I am the Development Coordinator here at SVdP Georgia. It is now time for our final raffle drawing. This prize includes a set of 2 of these stylish Columbia travel bags filled with gift certificates to some of our favorite Chamblee eateries. I'm going to take this basket filled with everyone who registered, shake it up, and see who our final winner is. Mr. Dale Boylston. Congratulations, Dale. We'll be in contact with you later this evening for you to claim your prize. Although that was our last giveaway of the night, you still have until 10 p.m. tonight to bid on other amazing items. Head over to the silent auction right after the program to snag your favorite one. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Next you will hear closing remarks from our outgoing CEO, John Berry.
Hello again. Thank you for joining us for the last hour. During this time, you had the opportunity to learn about St. Vincent de Paul, Georgia, to learn about the services we provide, to learn about the people we serve, to learn about our volunteers. And I hope that by spending this hour with us, you've had a greater appreciation for the work that we do and the impact we have on lives here throughout the state. The Society's work has been one of the most impactful times of my life over the last 14 years. Working with an incredible group of volunteers, an incredible staff, an incredible board, our donors, our corporate sponsors, has been the highlight of my life. The people here do amazing things. We are one of the most impactful nonprofit human services organizations in the state. And we do that because of you. Because of you, our supporters, you, our volunteers, you, our donors. So I hope that tonight you had an opportunity to become energized, to look at the things we do and see how you might engage with us, how you might help us as a volunteer at the local level at a conference, how you might be able to join us at our new conference support center, in one of our programs, either in the pharmacy or in the food pantry or in the education center, in the teaching kitchen. There are so many ways that you can serve. Tonight we heard about our incredible Hope Builder Award winner, Louise Scott. Louise has been a dear friend to me, a person who provides me guidance and support, and someone who just exemplifies the spirit of Vincentianism and what we are about. So I want to thank Louise for her incredible work and join with those who honor her in the Hope Builder Award. As you continue throughout the rest of this year, you'll hear more from the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. You'll be receiving a giving catalog from us soon, which will allow you to look at the things we have planned over the next year. Hopefully, the COVID situation will resolve itself and we'll be able to go back to some of the live events that we've been able to hold in the past, our golf tournament, our Breakfast for Hope, our Evening for Hope. But even if we can't, we'll continue to engage with you to show you the things that we do and see how you might be able to support us. On December 1st, Georgia Giving Day is going to be held. It's a statewide opportunity for everybody to engage with the philanthropic community in Georgia and support it in the work that it does. We hope you'll engage with us at St. Vincent de Paul and help us continue the work that we do. As we close, I want to thank our sponsors again. Without our sponsors, this event never could have happened. I want to thank our staff that's worked tirelessly to put this event together. We've never done anything like this before. So for us, it was starting from ground zero. And I think they've done an amazing and incredible job. So thank you to them. And finally, thank you for you taking an hour of your life, your time, and spending it with us. So if you stay tuned, you'll be able to listen to a special musical presentation to close the evening out. Thank you and have a great evening. Goodbye.